I need to know if anyone else is struggling with daylight savings this year. That was literally the cutest photo store. It has its own little cutie carrying case. Honestly, I wanted to talk to you guys about books that I've recently read. I'm gonna do one of the ASMR unboxings.
Beauty of being free.
This is my second Swig drink since being here. Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another vlog. If you're new, my name is Hannah. If you're not new, welcome back. I need to know if anyone else is struggling with daylight savings this year, or just specifically this version of daylight savings, because it has been a struggle to get out of bed for the past 2 days. Like, I just have no desire to get up. I want to sleep in. I'm exhausted, and I can't remember the last time the daylight savings has felt like that. Like, normally I'm pretty good at adjusting to new times. I just don't really think about it that much, to be honest, and then it just happens naturally. Like, kind of the same thing when we travel to Europe or East Coast or different time zones. My body just kind of like automatically adjusts because I just don't overthink it and just go with the flow. But for some reason, this daylight savings is kicking my butt, and I think it's because of the early wake ups. Normally I wake up I set my alarm for 6:30 technically. Work starts at 7, but my body feels like I'm setting my alarm at 5:30 and waking up at 6. And for some reason, that 1 hour difference is absolutely kicking my butt. So we've had some really slow starts to the morning over here this week. Luckily, in the morning time frame, work has been pretty slow, so I kind of have like an adjustment period between waking up and getting on work, but it has just not been ideal. And I'm curious if for some reason this is affecting anyone else or if it's just my specific situation. But we're struggling this week in the morning specifically, so if you see me talking to you guys in the morning looking half asleep, it's because I absolutely am. It's 8:40 right now, and the only energy that I had went towards doing my hair and brushing my teeth and doing my skincare. I haven't even changed out of my pajamas yet. And also I made tea because this seems to help me wake up, just like a warm beverage in the morning. But other than that, we're not changing the clothes for probably like another 30 minutes, if I'm being totally honest. We're having PJ mornings around here. I just wanted to pick up the camera and start off a few days in my life vlog. I'm probably gonna film until Thursday. Friday, I have a friend coming into town. I haven't seen her since October, so I'm literally so excited to like show her Salt Lake City and explore and just hang out and spend time together. And then she's leaving Monday, so I am kind of gonna use this week to like do everything that I need to do and kind of knock some stuff off of my to-do list and just prep for her to come. I need to get the oil changed in the car. I'm doing Pilates classes. I need to run to the grocery store at some point, which honestly I might do today on my lunch break. And there's just like a few other things that I need to tackle before my weekend, because I feel like my weekend's gonna feel like vacation because we're doing all the touristy things and eating out a ton and exploring. So I just need to prep for all of that. I just wanted to start off the vlog and say, welcome back. I'm excited to kick this vlog off despite the fact that I have very low energy. I promise I will speed up here in a little bit. I'm still waking up, like I said, because your girl's tired. Today's tripod of the day is this little seasoning twirly thing that we have. Another questionable choice, but it is what it is. I just made chicken sausage for lunch. Just one singular chicken sausage. If this is not proof that we need to go to the grocery store, I don't know what is. We're out of a lot of food, which is crazy because like the last vlog I posted, I was like, oh, here's a $200 grocery haul. This stuff will last us a while. We haven't like bought produce or protein or anything like that since that haul. So it's definitely time for a grocery run today. I'm thinking that I will go after Pilates. I'm going to the same Pilates studio that I went to last Thursday, but a different location. This one's on 9th and 9th, I think, which I don't know anything about the streets. This is just what I've heard. So we're going to Pilates today after work, and I think after that, we'll probably head to Smith's and pick up some stuff for dinner. We're probably gonna do stuffed peppers or something of that sort, but until then, I'm just having a really lame lunch, and then I'll probably eat like popcorn or something as a snack. It's been very lazy work day just because I don't have any meetings today until 2 o'clock, and a lot of like my work that I would have to do doesn't even take place until tomorrow, because tomorrow, like Wednesdays are like my busiest days, and then Mondays and Tuesdays I would say are like my chiller days. So it's been a pretty relaxing day with work, which is nice. And I've actually been able to sit outside for a little bit because the weather's really nice, so we love that. But that's kind of the update. Lunch break is kind of lame. Day is kind of lame, but I'm excited for Pilates after work. I just wrapped up work for the day and I'm heading to Pilates a little bit early, or at least that area, because I actually have some film to drop off. I'm so excited to get this developed because it has stuff from Denver, it has our trip to Lake Tahoe, it has some footage from Salt Lake City. There's like a hodgepodge of things on this film, and I'm really hoping that it turns out the last time that I got the film developed. Honestly, probably 60% of the pictures didn't turn out, like they were just too dark, but I think that I just like needed to figure out the camera and like learn how to use it. Like more direct sunlight, if you're not in direct sunlight, use flash, the whole 9 yards. So I'm really hoping that this roll turns out because I feel like there's going to be a lot of really good pictures on there if it does turn out. So I'm very excited, and therefore I need to head to Pilates a little bit early. The film place that I'm going to is actually right by the Pilates studio, like walking distance from it. I'm just going to head out a little bit early because, like I said, another new area that I just don't know what parking looks like, if I'm going to have to street park, pay for parking or whatnot. So I just want to be early rather than late. It's never good to be late. So let's head there now. I'm also excited to get some movement in. I feel like I'm a little bit antsy and cooped up. A workout should do the trick. That was literally the cutest photo store. I definitely want to go back when I have more time. They have so many cameras and rolls of film, and like it was just so aesthetic in there, and they said my film should be ready in like 5 to 7 business days. So that's perfect. This is the cute little Pilates studio that I went to. I love that it's like in an old house that they converted into a studio. The Pilates class was good. I like the layout of this location more than the other location, but I think I liked the instructor from the other location more than I like this instructor. Obviously there are more instructors that teach at this location, but just for like this specific time, I don't know. I think I liked the other workout better at the other studio. I'm now getting ready to run to the grocery store to pick up some things for dinner. I also want to pick up some stuff for like lunch and snacky items because we were completely out of that today, and I'm honestly like hungry. I've been hungry all day. So I want to pick up some like maybe high protein snacks, some healthy lunch stuff, and then I think that we're making stuffed peppers for dinner, and then maybe like chicken or something else just to have another dinner for this week. We're eating out pretty much the entire weekend, like Friday night, Saturday night, and possibly Sunday night because I have a friend coming into town. So I just need to get stuff through Thursday. So 3 more nights of dinners and then 4 more lunches, something like that. So we'll see. I'm trying not to spend a ton of money at the grocery store because we did just spend a crap ton of money at the grocery store last week when we first got here, but a girl's gotta eat. I mean, I can't go hungry. That's not great. I went into the grocery store saying that it was gonna be a small grocery haul and walked out with way more items than I thought. So we restocked the fridge for the most part, restocked the veggie drawer, got all the proteins, and then I also grabbed some stuff to put in the snack cabinet. I spared you guys from the grocery haul because I literally just did one in the last vlog and I feel like they can get super repetitive, but it was another fairly large one. Gotta love that. I'm back now. I think honestly I'm wondering if I should go for a walk, but it's kind of late now. It's like 5:16 p.m. and we still need to figure out what we want to do for dinner, and I also want to take a shower. So I don't know what we're gonna do for the rest of the evening, but I feel like my post-work routine today was fairly productive. Loved the Pilates class. Like I said, I liked the other studio better, I think, but it was still like a good workout. We moved our body. We love that. And we got some healthy food. So I would say it's a pretty successful night. For the first time in like literally 2 months, I ordered stuff off of Amazon because we now can now get Amazon stuff. We couldn't get it at our last Airbnb because we were in like a garage situation. So I ordered a couple of things. The first 2 things that I ordered are, actually the majority of stuff that I ordered is for the Shark FlexStyle because I'm determined to perfect the blowout, and I've been watching a bunch of TikToks on it, and I think that I was missing a few things honestly to get the blowout to stay. So first thing that I got is this extra body sculpting foam. This is like a mousse that you put in your hair after you get out of the shower and before you blow dry it. It's supposed to help the curls stay a little bit. So I'm hoping that this works. And then I got a new hairspray. This is the Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray in the medium finish. I do not like the current hairspray that I have. It's great for a slick back because it really is like a very hard, sturdy hairspray. For curls or anything, it makes my hair like crunchy, and I hate that feeling with hairspray. So I got this one from Moroccan Oil, and I'm hoping that it doesn't make my hair crunchy. I like read the reviews on it. Also, the salon that I went to in Denver, they used Moroccan Oil products. I don't think they used this exact hairspray on me, but the hairstylist like just recommended it in general. So I'm hoping that this is better than the Tresemme one I have. I like the Tresemme one. Like I said, for slick back. John also really likes the Tresemme one. He's been using it lately to like fix his hair, but I just need something different for curls. So I got that to try it. Then I got a wide tooth comb because honestly, after you curl your hair, raking it out with your fingers wasn't doing it for me, and neither was the other hairbrush. The other hairbrush like breaks it apart too much. So I saw a lot of girls using the wide tooth comb. This is another Paul Mitchell Tools, and I feel like I could just use it with like a curl or two, like not necessarily just the shark, but if I ever do any kind of curl, I feel like this is a good thing to like break the curls apart. And then last thing that I got for my hair, I needed a case for the shark. The shark didn't come with a case that I saw, unless I just didn't take it apart properly. Let's look, because maybe it did and I just missed it. I know the Dyson comes with like a really nice case, or maybe it's sold separately, but like I don't think this one did. And it came with so many different pieces to it, but I need a place to hold it all. Yeah, confirmed. Doesn't come with a case. I got this one on Amazon for, I don't know how much it was. I don't think it was that expensive, maybe 20 bucks. But it has like specific places for the parts. Like these go up here from what I saw in the pictures, and the actual body of the shark goes up here too, I think. Like that. Maybe I'm wrong. So there's lots of little compartments, and I think it's specifically made for the FlexStyle, or like that's what they were demoing it with. So I'm gonna put this in here and see how it works out. This thing's so big, like why is the cord literally massive? That works down there. I think I'm gonna maybe do all of the tools up here. The instructions. I'm the type of person that will keep every instruction for every single appliance that I have, and probably never look at the instructions again a day in my life, but I do keep it for the just in case moments. You feel me? So I am going to keep it despite the fact that, like I just said, I probably will never use it again. So I'm going to put these in here like this. It has its own little cutie carrying case. Honestly, this is massive. And the last thing that we need is another bag to try to fit in the car on the way back to Virginia when we eventually go. But she needed a protection case, so it was an investment. And then the last thing that I got, which is like random and not related to hair, I got this little coin pouch because we have coins everywhere in my car, and they like rattle and they clink and they stick to the back of my phone, and they're just loose in the car. So I got a coin purse to put in the car to keep the change in, because it's driving me nuts. We just like throw it in this little compartment in my car, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it. So hopefully this will keep it a little bit more organized. We changed up the dinner plans and are doing steak, potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. Gourmet. Quite like spending an hour doing your hair with the Shark FlexStyle just for the curls to fall out the second that you brush it. I'm like so close to giving up on this thing. I know I just bought the case yesterday and showed you guys, but I just don't understand. Also, this side always looks way better than this side. This side always falls flat. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I use the mousse, I use the hairspray, I use heat protectant. Like, what am I doing wrong? The only other method that I haven't tried is just curling the ends. So like right now I'm air wrapping it all the way to the top and then letting it go. But I have seen some people say that their hair works better if you just go like towards the ends and halfway and then let it go. But then I'm like, how are we getting the volume? on the entire head. Like, this really pisses me off. Like, why is this one so curly and this one not? It's just so frustrating because it was not a cheap tool. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I literally just spent an hour doing that this morning because I needed to wash my hair anyways. And at the end of it, I was drenched in sweat because it gets really hot in the bathroom and I feel like I have to shut the door because the tool is loud, just for a very mid hair look. Awesome. So that's how my Wednesday's starting out. Not on the best note. I'm gonna post on TikTok and see if anyone has any advice for a similar hair type, because I feel like TikTok always gives the best advice. So I'm gonna do that now to see if anyone can save me from this FlexStyle, because I'm not kidding, guys. I'm so close to just returning the case and calling it quits, because like seriously, my whole head was curly and then it just entirely fell out and I don't know what's wrong with it. Also, I feel like it leaves like weird texture in my hair. I don't like that. Frustrating, but I am logged on for work for the day. It's a kind of a busy day with meetings, but also I had a ton of meetings get canceled this morning randomly. Like a lot of my standard weekly meetings that never get canceled got canceled. So that's kind of nice. And they're like later on in the day. I only have 3 meetings left on my calendar, kind of like scattered throughout the day. I feel like it's gonna be a chill work day, which is really nice. I feel like it's been a chill work week, which I kind of appreciate because I'm in like a work slump at the moment, this week specifically. And like I said, I think it's just because of daylight savings and how freaking tired I've been every single morning that I've woken up this week. So anyways, happy Wednesday. Hopefully we'll turn this day around from this disastrous attempted blowout. Great, I just got off of 2 back-to-back meetings, so an hour's worth of meetings, and I'm letting myself take a little break because there's nothing quite like staring at a screen, listening to people talk for an entire hour. I figured instead of staring at my screen and watching people talk, I'll stare at my camera and talk to you guys instead. Make sense? I'm also treating myself to a little Olipop. It's like 11:15 now, and I'm sitting in front of our non-working fireplace. I think that the candles in the fireplace are really cute, but I do wish the fireplace like actually worked because I just love a good fireplace. It's definitely something that I would love in a future house. I just think there's something like so cozy about it, especially in the winter time frame. But anyways, the reason I sat down is because I wanted to talk to you guys about books that I've recently read. I feel like I haven't given a recent reading update because I didn't do a February like reading wrap up because I only read 4 books in February, and I've been on the same book for the entire month of March, and it's now March 12th, so you could say I'm in a little bit of a reading slump. I swear, guys, it's the Zodiac Academy books. They always just take forever for me to read. I don't know what it is. I do enjoy them, but I just know that they're gonna take me several weeks to finish. Figured we could go back and maybe do a little February recap, talk about what I'm currently reading, and then also maybe a little bit of a TBR. First book that I read and finished in February was Practice Makes Perfect, which is the second book in the When in Rome. I don't know if it's a series. I think they're all like interconnected standalones by Sarah Adams. She does a lot of those types of books where you don't necessarily need to read the first or second book to understand the current book you're reading, but the characters are connected in some way, shape, or form. In this case, the series follows a group of siblings that live in a small town in Kentucky called Rome, Kentucky. And it's like each of their love stories. So this was the second book in that series. And unfortunately, I did only give it 2 stars. It just wasn't my favorite. Like, I don't know. Sarah Adams books are like such a hit or miss for me. And you'll see why I say that they're such a hit or miss for me, because there was a second book that I read from hers this same month and I absolutely loved it. This one just didn't do it for me. It's about Annie Walker is on a quest to find her perfect match, someone who complements her happy, quiet life running the local flower shop in Rome, Kentucky. But finding her dream man may be harder than Annie imagined. Everyone knows everyone in her hometown, and the dating prospects are getting fewer by the day. After she overhears her latest date say she is so unbelievably boring, Annie starts to think that the problem might be her. Is it too late to become flirtatious and fun, like the leading ladies in her favorite romance movies? Maybe she only needs a little bit of practice. And Annie has the perfect person in mind to be her tutor. Will Griffin. Will, the sexy, tattooed, and absolutely gorgeous bodyguard, is temporarily back in Rome, providing security for Amelia Rose as excitement builds for her upcoming marriage to Noah Walker, Annie's brother. He has one personal objective while on the job: stay away from Annie Walker and any other possible attachments to this sleepy town. That's kind of like the gist of the book. So, bodyguard, awkward girl, he becomes her like romance tutor so she can find the perfect guy. I bet we can all guess how it ends up. Just wasn't like my favorite storyline, so I ended up giving it 2 stars. The next book that I read in the month of February was the 6th book in the Zodiac Academy series. This one was Fated Throne, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I thought that it was personally the best book in the series so far, and it does suck that it took me until book 6 to get to like quote unquote the best book in the series so far, but it really made me want to finish reading the series, which is why I'm powering through being stuck on every single book that I read. In book 6, things just like absolutely take a turn, and I really can't say much without giving away the rest of the series, so you'll just have to read the Zodiac Academy series to see what I'm talking about. But that was definitely my favorite so far. Next book was Beg, Borrow, and Steal. This is the 3rd book in the When in Rome series by Sarah Adams. This book I gave 4 stars. So different than the 2nd book. I absolutely loved this book. This book is about Emily and Jack, who are both teachers at the same school, and they've essentially been sworn enemies since college. Like, they compete over absolutely everything and try to make each other's lives a living hell, essentially. And Jack just so happened to take a teaching position in Emily's hometown, which of course gets on her nerves because she's like, of all schools in Kentucky, like, why did you have to teach at my small town in Rome, Kentucky? And he essentially does it because he just like wants to get on her nerves, or so they make you believe. It also turns out that Jack just bought the house right next to Emily in their small town. So they're kind of like forced to live next to each other and also forced to teach at the same school. And eventually enemies turn into lovers, you know the whole plot. But I just like really enjoyed how this story unfolded, and like just enjoyed the 2 characters and their personalities individually. I just like enjoyed both of their perspectives and reading about them and learning more about them. So of all 3 books in the When in Rome series, this is my favorite, and this is the one that I would recommend. I don't think you need to read the first 2 personally to read this one. I would just pick up this one. Are you going to be a little bit confused with the other characters in the book? Probably, but they're not as prevalent as you would think, to the point where like you'd be confused when they show up, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed this book. It was like one of my favorite books of the month of February. And then the last book that I read is literally so random. It's called High Stakes Cowboy by M. Petrova. I got this book probably 2 or 3 years ago on a Stuff Your Kindle day, when I think they're still around, but I don't really do them that much anymore. And it's just been sitting on my Kindle for so long, and I just decided that I want to start kind of crossing off books that have just been sitting on my Kindle forever, that I've owned forever, and like have just never thought to read, because I'm always trying to read like the most current popular books to keep up with the times. But this book was only like, I think 150 pages or something. So I just decided to read it and kind of like knock it off my list. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It like wasn't the worst book I've ever read, but the fact that it was a Stuff Your Kindle book, so it was free, and it was only 150 pages, I feel like you can kind of guess what the book was like. Also, I think it was a novella technically, and not necessarily a regular book, like a full book, because I'm actually seeing now that this is not the 3rd book in the series. I thought it was. It says 0.5, which typically is a novella. So I ended up giving it 3 stars. I really wouldn't necessarily recommend it just because it feels kind of random, and it was random for me too, but I just needed to cross it off my list. And then my current read is the 7th book in the Zodiac Academy series, and that's the book that I was saying is taking me forever to read. I think I'm only on like 25%, and I've been reading it for like a week and a half now. I just don't know why these books take me forever. I think it's also because like I've been reading before bed, and prior to bed I can only read like a chapter or 2 before I fall asleep, because 1, these chapters are really long in this book. The last chapter I read was literally, I think, 1 hour and 20 minutes long. And then this next chapter is like 40 minutes long. So the chapters are really long, but also I find that if I read in bed at night, it like puts me to sleep. So I can only get through a chapter or two at a time. So I need to start reading it during the day, and I feel like that will help. But they do take me forever to get through. And there are like so many other books on my list that I want to get to this month. Wild Side by Elsie Silver, which is the 3rd book in her new Rose Hill series, just came out, and I really, really, really want to read that. That's on my list. And then another book that just came out recently, I think maybe within the last year, or at least it's hit kind of the charts within the last year, is called The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I'm still a part of my New York City book club. I just sometimes join virtually. I haven't actually joined within the last 2 months because we've been busy, but I actually really want to read this book and then join and chat with them about it. 1, because I haven't seen them in forever, and 2, it just looks really good. But it's like a thriller book from what I've gathered. I'm just like super interested in the summary of this book and the concept of this book. A lot of people that are reading it already also have said that it's really good. So I'm excited to tackle this, which means that I need to read the 7th book in the Zodiac Academy series and finish it so I can get to The God of the Woods and the 3rd book in the Rose Hill series. And then there's, of course, like just a ton of others coming out within the next month or 2 that I want to get to. So I need to wrap up what I'm doing and like really prioritize reading in order to read the next few books that are on my list. I just have like such a big TBR at this point. I think I have like over 200 books on my TBR, and eventually I will get to them. But right now, I'm just focused on completing this fantasy series so I can kind of not really get it over with, because that's not a good way to describe it, but like move on to the next, I guess is the best way to phrase it. It's the end of the workday. I just got dressed in a very basic outfit wearing Adidas, wearing my dark gray Levi's and black top that I was wearing earlier. And I threw my hair in a half up, half down look because truthfully, the failed blowout was driving me nuts. It has been driving me nuts all day. We're getting ready to run to the car service center for Kia. We're being like proactive about the oil changes because we had that hiccup when I first bought the car. I still don't know if it was the dealership's fault or there was something wrong with the car. So we're being very proactive about changing the oil pretty frequently. Like I would say like every 2 to 3 months, especially since we've been driving it a ton and driving it up and down the mountains. So we decided that since we had time this week, it would be the perfect time to go get the oil change. So we're headed to do that now. And then also, pending how long the oil change takes, I actually did buy a new pair of AirPods. I got my bonus today from work, so I figured that I would treat myself. The majority of my bonus is going towards like very adulty things like savings, paying off the car, paying off my credit card, things like that. But I did put aside a little bit of money to buy new AirPods since I lost them back in Colorado when we were skiing. I just miss them. Like I love my over-the-ear Bose headphones and they're great, but they're not great for like working out or like going for a walk or just like, I don't know, in bed at night. Like I can't really like lay down with the headphones because they're so big on my head. So I did splurge on a pair of new AirPods, but I found them on sale at Walmart. So we're gonna go pick them up after we do the oil change, or maybe while they do the oil change. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but that's kind of the plan for after work. So we're gonna head there now and then see where the rest of the night takes us. We got the car's oil changed and we secured the Apple AirPods. We're gonna do one of the ASMR unboxings just because I've always wanted to do these and I never really buy new Apple products unless it's absolutely necessary. So let the ASMR unboxing begin. Okay, that was kind of anticlimactic because it's just literally headphones, but now I'm gonna hook these up to my phone, and I also want to buy a case for them because, I don't know, I just feel like I need a case for like a new set of AirPods, but I'm glad I finally did this because I've been putting it off because I just didn't want to spend the money, but thankfully the bonus came through, and now I don't have to use these every time I want to listen to something. Making stuffed bell peppers for dinner. This is a recipe that I got off of Form, and I've definitely talked about it before, but when we want like a healthy but like filling dinner, this is kind of our go-to, and it's literally so easy. It's like only a few ingredients. I have the peppers cooking in the oven currently. We have ground turkey up here cooking, rice in the back, and then I cut up the spinach. We have a can of diced tomato, taco seasoning, and add beans if you want, but we're not a big bean household. So it's literally just this. Essentially you combine everything but the peppers in one large pan and then add it to the peppers once they're done roasting, and it's literally delicious. I'll have to show you guys the final product, but right now I'm kind of like prepping all the ingredients before we stuff the peppers. Finished eating dinner a little bit ago, and now we are headed to trivia. This is something that John found Instagram maybe, and he's been wanting to go. So we're gonna go do trivia. To be honest, I really suck at trivia.
You're pretty good.
No, I'm not. If it's pop culture related, I can hold my own, or even like maybe modern music related. But history, science, literally anything else, I know nothing. So it'll be interesting. Normally when we go do trivia, we do it with like a group of people. So like his sister, family, friends, things of that sort. Normally it's not just the two of us, but I'm gonna really have to try to crack into the 3 degrees I have to have us hold our own on this one. So we're headed there now. Not sure how late we'll be out, but if anything, I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Update, our outing lasted approximately 30 minutes. We drove by the trivia place and quickly realized that it wasn't like necessarily the best part of town. So we just vibe checked it and decided to stop at Swig instead. This is my second Swig drink since being here. Guys, these are so good. This is the Poppin' Pineapple, and it's Sprite, pineapple, strawberry maybe, and then it has like little boba type things at the bottom, and you can like pop them in your mouth like boba. It's actually so good. And then John got the one that I got the other day, which if you watch my TikToks, I posted it on TikTok, but it was Diet Coke, coconut, and fresh lime. Literally delicious. I've been craving it all week, but I decided I didn't need caffeine at 7:30 at night, so we went with Sprite. I also probably just didn't need soda tonight because I didn't go to the gym or work out or anything, but you know, trivia was a bust, so we decided this would be our fun evening. So I think I'm gonna go change out of these jeans that I've been in for the past several hours, put on some comfies, and sit on the couch for a little bit. I was reading earlier at the car dealership, and I think I stopped in the middle of a chapter, so I think I'm gonna pick back up my book or play the Switch or something of that sort and enjoy my repurchasing the AirPods was the best thing I've ever done for myself. It just is. I just had avocado toast for breakfast, and now I'm getting ready to try the Fairlife Core Power chocolate shake thing. It has 26 grams of protein. I've seen this all over social media and I've heard it's really good. And I think a lot of people use it as a meal replacement in the morning. Like if you don't want to eat breakfast or something, you can have a shake, but I am gonna use it to hold me over until a late lunch probably, because I'm still a little bit hungry. I just had avocado toast, but like the gluten-free pieces of avocado toast are literally this big. Like they're so tiny. And I ended up having like half an avocado and 2 eggs. So we're gonna try this. That's actually really good. It doesn't really there's a little bit of a chalky aftertaste, but for the most part, it just tastes like chocolate milk. These are kind of pricey at the grocery store, but I honestly might start buying them to keep in the fridge for like a really easy go-to breakfast or something. Like I feel like these would be great before skiing because they would fill you up. Or if we're like on the go or something and I want a snack or don't have time for lunch or something, I might start buying them to put in the fridge. They're actually really good. I definitely think I can taste a little bit of the protein, but for the most part, they're not too bad. Today's Thursday. It is a very, very, very light work day. I have one meeting in, I think like an hour and a half maybe. I'm still in my pajamas, obviously. I just haven't taken them off yet, but I did my skincare and I've been working from the couch for a little bit. I just sat down at the table to eat breakfast, but I have the heated blanket going over there and I'm listening to a podcast and had my tea and have a whole little setup, just a cozy morning working from the couch. And now I think that I need to go get dressed probably and kind of see where the day takes us. I have a Pilates class booked after work today, which is nice. And I also need to clean up the apartment a little bit because my friend comes into town tomorrow and I just want to make sure that the like floor is vacuumed and like clean up the bathroom and stuff a little bit. Nothing's like super gross because we've only been here for maybe 2 weeks now, a week and a half, but I just feel like it could use a little bit of tidying and some wiping down of things. So that's kind of the plan for today. It's gonna be very chill, productive, but chill. I haven't picked up the camera pretty much all day. It was such a dreary day. It literally rained all day. It's been hailing. I think it's now snowing. The weather has just not been it. And it made me like literally want to just like lay on the couch all day. So I worked from the living room today instead of at my little designated kitchen table spot. And that was pretty much my entire day until it was time to go to Pilates. And then I did a 45-minute Pilates class, which was good. After Pilates, I actually went to Planet Fitness, which I don't normally do, but I wanted to get a little bit of cardio in. I just feel like I had a very lazy day, which I think is fine occasionally, but I just feel like I've sat on my butt a lot this week because the weather's been a little bit chilly and weird. So I wanted to get some cardio in. So I went to Planet Fitness and ran and walked on the treadmill for like 40-ish minutes. And then I came back here, made dinner. We did something quick and easy. We did chicken and sweet potatoes for dinner. And now I am sitting on the couch. Well, took a shower and now I'm sitting on the couch watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is a show that I started today. I'm only on episode 2. I'm not a huge Real Housewives girl. I just didn't grow up watching it and wasn't really like around a lot of people that watched it. But I feel like the older I get, the more that I would like understand it and appreciate it and enjoy it. So I'm starting The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, obviously because we're in Salt Lake City. So it's like, what better franchise of The Real Housewives to start with than the Salt Lake City version? And maybe I can like learn some new spots about Salt Lake City or just get the vibe. Obviously, like millionaire reality TV stars are probably not the best way to get to know a city, but I just think it's kind of fun to watch a show about a city that you're in, if that makes sense. So I'm watching that and I'm on episode 2 now. It's getting ready to wrap up and I'm enjoying it. There are a lot of like really good one-liners in this show. These girls are really funny for like no reason at all. I just feel like it's their personalities that are funny to me. They just like say things one off where I'm like, that's actually really funny and I would use that in my day-to-day life. Like, what a funny quote. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to pick my friend up from the airport. I'm so excited to see her. I'm hoping her flight doesn't get delayed because of this weather, although this is pretty typical in Salt Lake City. So I would assume that the airport and the pilots know what they're doing when it comes to rain and snow and stuff, but you never know. So fingers crossed that her flight is on time tomorrow. and I'm excited for a fun weekend. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and close off this vlog here, even though I didn't really like vlog that much today. I'm gonna take the weekend off of vlogging and just like obviously spend some time with her. I might do some like TikTok vlogs because that could be fun, and those are just like quick 1-second clips instead of having to like whip out my camera. So if you're not following me on TikTok, you should follow me on there. I've been posting at least 1 TikTok a day for the past few weeks. I really have been enjoying it. Like I'm having so much fun over there, and it's a lot different than this content, I will say. Like I'll do like mini lunch break vlogs, or like trying the shark FlexStyle, or morning routines or night routines. Like the content is a little bit different on TikTok than it is on YouTube. So if you want different content and you aren't sick of me yet, you should go follow me over there. And then obviously Instagram, I'm like a pretty avid storyer, especially on the weekends when we're doing activities. So you can follow me on both platforms, but I would say that like if you want more vlog style videos, TikTok is the place to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.